Hello, and welcome to Finding the Shaded Area. Finding the shaded area is when you are given two or more figures and you have to find the area of the shaded part of the figures. To do that, you should first identify the figures that you have. In this problem, we have a square. Now, I know this is a square because it says it's 10 feet right and left across the circle or across the square, which means my diameter is 10 feet. But if my diameter is 10 feet this way, it means my diameter is also 10 feet going up and down. And since the sides are the same, this is a square. To find the area of the square, we're going to follow the same three steps we always follow when we have a formula. We're going to first write the formula. Area equals side squared. You may also use area equals length times width or area equals base times height if you really want to. We're then going to do the second step, which is to plug in. I don't know the area, so I write area equals, and I do know the side. It is 10 feet. I will plug in 10 feet. Remember, whenever you plug a number in for a variable, that number should go in parentheses. So 10 feet goes in the parentheses, and since the squared was not being plugged in, it stays on the outside. And then we do the third step. We solve, in this case, using the order of operations. Order of operations says things in parentheses first, but there's nothing inside the parentheses to do. Then exponents. We do have an exponent. Please remember that 10 feet squared means 10 feet times 10 feet, not 10 times 20. So 10 times 10 is 100, and feet times feet is square feet, which means the answer to our problem, the area equals 100 feet squared. We then go to our second shape, the circle. Now, in this circle, we write down circle. We have to stay organized. We then write the formula. Area equals pi r squared. And then we plug in. We don't know the area, so we write area equals. We do know the value for pi. We use 3.14. For the radius, we have to be careful. They didn't give us the radius. They give us the diameter. The diameter is all the way across the circle. To do the radius, we have to know that halfway across the circle is half of 10. Halfway across the circle is 5, which means when I plug in for the radius, 5 goes in the parentheses and then squared. We then do the third step, solve using the order of operations. Parentheses are first, but there's nothing inside the parentheses to do. And then exponents. So area is equal to, and 5 feet times 5 feet is 25 square feet. Then copy down anything I did not use, like 3.14. Now that I'm done with exponents, I do multiplication. 3.14 times 25 is 78 and 5/10 feet squared. To find the shaded part, you have to then look at the shape and say, well, are these two shapes that were put together and added to get a total area? Or are the two shapes overlapping and one cut out of the other and you have to subtract? In this case, when you look at them, I hope you notice that the circle has been cut out of the square, which means when we go to find the total, and again, please keep your work organized, we do the area of the square, 100 feet squared, minus the area of the circle, 78 and 5/10 feet squared, and then you subtract. Remember to line up your decimal points, remember to borrow, and you get 21 and 5/10 feet squared.